on the ocean, LA on the ocean, so breeze will come through and really just knock your socks off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hit that live button because the people might as well get the behind the scenes of what's going on so we can get the people up in here.
Hey.
Because it's working right now.
Yeah, sounds good right now.
It sounds good right now.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
we in there.
We in there like swimwear.
Let's
So
get it going.
let's get a few announcements before we get started. You know how we do. So we got the play. It's going down at Nana's house, February
Yeah,
3rd.
going down.
Drunk Carolyn in the house.
Right, Punkin in the house. You got Sweetie
Hey,
down
we
there.
got Sweetie in the house.
Then we got Tatted. She will be bartending at the Players Ball January 27th. So make sure y'all get there. Get them drinks.
Yeah.
Cause y'all know she gonna get y'all together. And we're gonna be at the music fest. It's
Same
just we
day.
can't stop clapping today. Like it's so much going on.
So much.
We're a
The
little bit of
27th is a
everywhere.
busy day, okay?
It is a
And guess
busy
whose face
day.
done went viral?
Oh,
I
MC's face. Million
see.
views. Yellow Pain video. She don't went viral. Shout out to that.
I'm
Shout out to
dying.
that. Many more films to come. More films are coming. You know what I'm saying? It's already a busy year. Make sure y'all tune in to Daniel T's In the Basement interviews. Did an interview with him a few days ago. Gonna be dope. He said it'll either be out Monday or Tuesday. But
Yeah.
enough about us. Let's get into this gentleman right here, Mr. Rich O.G.
Rich
out here in
O.G.
LA.
Triple OG,
What's
OG,
up with you,
or the
man?
G's.
What's going on, y'all? All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. If I knew it was going to be a video call, I would at least shade. But I'm working on asking the right questions, though. People in this world so finicky. I be giving opportunities. I don't even want to ask nothing. I just be like, come on, let's go.
Let's go. Right. Let's go. Let's get it. Because you don't want to let it pass. You don't want to miss that opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, people be so finicky, and this is our first time, kicking it and hanging out. So I ain't want y'all to beat me up and body slam me.
We not
Please
gonna
don't
do
let.
that.
Oh,
Please don't make us beat you
We
up.
not
Make
gonna
us
do that.
beat you up.
How's the weather out there in LA?
It's pretty good. We're in the 60s right now, so I can't complain at all. It's nice and sunny and all that good stuff. I had my AC on, but I had to dial it down a notch because it was giving too much feedback. I'm in traffic right now, moving around. I'm never good.
Uh
I'm
oh.
enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
you
gotta
yeah.
keep
froze on
that
us.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, you froze on
Hey,
us.
we gotta get you up out of that car. Get you in McDonald's or
Yeah, we got to
somewhere.
get you somewhere with some
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
you don't need to
You
make
said
double or nothing. Go to
right,
a
right. Go get you a McDouble.
McDonald's or the
Sit in the lobby
library.
real.
A
Hear
wing
me now.
stop.
You can hear me now.
You in motion?
I
Yeah,
can
we
hear you
got you.
now.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. I'm sorry about that, ladies. Yeah.
It's okay. It's
What's the
okay.
question?
So, did you come from a musical background?
I did actually. I did actually. My mom. Well, actually, my grandmother. She had an organ and a piano in her house when I was growing up, 1,000 years ago. And so, yeah, so the melodies they just always been in me. So outside of that, I played saxophone and in grade school type of thing, and picked up the beatboxing, in elementary, and didn't do too much in junior high, ninth grade, and high school. Where I'm from, Memphis. That's where I'm originally from. In the ninth grade, that's considered high school. And so from there, I started, putting that pen down, freestyling and rapping. And one of my classmates, his brother was part of the 3 6 Mafia. He was a 3 6 Mafia affiliate. And so once I saw them doing their thing, I was like, this thing could possibly happen for me. So I just, I was always rooted by my mom to just work hard as you can, and everything gonna be all right. And so I took that approach, and everything been all right.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. That's dope.
So that's how you got started in the music industry.
It,
It's
it is, it is just from the grassroots, rapping and finding anybody that I could find that want to rap, and let's rap, let's freestyle off top of our head, and let's spit it and see what we come up with. Yep, that's where I started.
So okay, so when was the first time like you went to the studio? You said, you know what, I feel like I'm good enough now. It's time to put
Right,
this on wax. You know what I'm saying? It's time to hit
right,
the streets with it.
right. So when I went to MTSU, I was running with a lot of older guys up there because everybody was expecting me to go to get to campus in my freshman year. I was like, everybody was pretty much awaiting my arrival because everybody in Memphis had heard about me in Nashville area, MTSU, which is Middle Tennessee State University, which is located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, about 30 minutes outside of Nashville. So I was running with a lot of older guys up there, and then I wound up clicking up with a gentleman that pretty much recorded everybody on campus, but he stayed off of campus. His name was Hutch. And from there, I wrote a song called Jack and Jill. Go imagine that, right?
Yeah,
Jack and
okay.
Jill.
That
So
is
I wrote a
okay.
song. So I'm only 17, years old at the time. I was 17 in college, so I'm full time, 14 hours or whatever. And so yeah, I wrote a song called Jack and Jill, and from then I was like, man, this is gonna work. And so I recorded that song, and then the following year I told everybody that, hey, when I go back to Memphis for our summer break, I'm gonna click up with 3 6 Mafia and Skinny Pimp and all those recognizable names, and I'm gonna do some music with them. Everybody was like, "Man, you crazy, bro. We know you a good rapper, but these guys are millionaires, bro. What are you thinking?" So I'm like, "Okay, I'll be back." And so when the
Right.
summer came, I went back to Memphis and I did exactly what I said I was gonna do, and came back to campus, and it was on. So it happened just like that.
So that was what I
Oh,
was going to ask you.
okay.
Have you worked with any other major artists? So besides
Yeah,
Three Six
well,
Mafia.
yeah. Not sure if you know what you consider production art. I do. Yeah, but Drama Boy. He and I actually made a few tracks together, about 2 or 3 tracks together back in the day. So, I know he went on to sell over 50 million records, worth of beats and songs and placements and things like that. Outside of that, gentlemen, it's a lot of names you may or may not know. Are any of y'all from Memphis?
Never.
No, no, we're
We're
from
from
I'm from
Ohio.
Ohio.
Ohio, but we
Ohio.
travel.
But we
Okay,
done been to
We
Memphis though.
travel and we listen to
okay,
music though.
Yeah.
So
okay, okay,
right,
okay. So y'all say y'all get off the block sometime. I got it. I got it.
Right.
Um,
we a twerk team and some. We a twerk team too.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay, okay. Y'all got to send me some behind the scene footage of that,
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of those guys, not sure any major names you may know. I'm sort of kind of like I guess you could say behind the scenes a lot, and I guess you could say grassroots a lot. For example, what I mean by that is like I just been a lot of places like Slicey T. Okay, for example, he used to make beats for Juvenile and Juvenile's Click back in the day. He and I been in his studios a lot, right? Scarface Al Capone, whoop that trick, that song,
Whoop
right, from
that.
Hustle
Yep.
Flow.
Yep.
He and I been in
Yeah.
the studio. Yeah, we've been in the studio together 100 sometimes, maybe 1,000 times possibly. Uh, a guy by the name of Enigma. He used to make tracks for Slim Thug back in the day. We've been in the studio. I mean, so it be situations like that. It really is not too many recognizable names per se to the public, the real public. I know you guys may know the names because y'all, like you say, y'all be moving and grooving. But the average person, they wouldn't know who Enigma is and DJ Super Wheels, which is one of the DJs for Master P back in the day, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I've been in the studio with Beyonce
Oh, you done been
Nice.
at
around.
Columbia Records,
Oh,
in New
tell
York.
Beyonce I said
Huh?
hi. Tell Beyonce I
Huh?
said hi.
You was up in there
Yeah.
with the
Hey,
queen?
So
huh?
Beyonce, we
I
said
was in there with the
hey.
Queen. Yeah, I was in there, with the Bumblebees and all y'all. You know how y'all do.
Now with the
One, one,
bumblebee.
one, one I didn't hear was Dolph. You went with my brother Dolph. You ain't never met up
I,
with.
I you know what? I've been in LA for 13, 14 years, somewhere up in there. And I understand that Dolph took off like a few years before I got here per se, but I was
Mm-hmm.
always dipping in and out of LA.
Okay.
2004, I created an album and I went on the road with that album. And I was always on the road and bought a crib in Florida and I bought another crib in South Carolina, Columbia. Well, the first one was in Tallahassee, then Columbia, South Carolina, and so I was always just moving around. And a lot of my guys, they took a different approach. They took the approach of, well, we just gonna stamp home, which is nothing wrong with that, you right? But I took a different approach because I wanted to expand my opportunities. So I don't know what Philadelphia has to offer if I don't drive myself up there and go handle business. They really wasn't looking at it like that. So I didn't get a chance to work with Dolph, but I have a lot of respect for that gentleman, as well as Yo Gotti. I've been in the studio with him. Not sure if you know Criminal Man or not, and DJ Squeaky, but I've been in the studio 100 times with Criminal Man. That's one of my close friends in the music business and in the real life thing. So I mean, it's different little stuff like that. I done talked to everybody and been to events, but things normally have to line up the right way for everybody
Right.
involved. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? And so it's just one of those things. But I would have loved to work with Dolph. I didn't get a chance to work with him. Yeah, that's where it is. That's where it's at. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So would you say you have like a does anyone inspire like your style of rapping, or you know what I'm saying, the way the way you handle your rap style? Does anyone inspire that?
Yeah. I'm definitely inspired by the legends. Tupac, Jay Z, Ice Cube, Scarface from Rap a Lot, um,
Yeah.
Twister, Master P. Those guys definitely inspire me for sure. Always have, always will. I think everybody's unique. It's sort of kind of like I used to tell guys all the time, like we're in a new era where all of the rappers pretty much want to sound the same. It's been like that for the last 15 years, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so actually 20 years. And the reason that is, a lot of people don't know why that is. The reason that is because when an artist make a record and he's trying to get it in rotation with the DJs, first thing they're gonna do is say, "Yeah, man, but this is gonna mess up my flow." And you're like, "What you mean?" Well, everybody like DJ or I mean MC so and so,
Right.
and it's like, but I'm being me. And they like, well, but your music, it don't align with MC so and so. And he's what the crowd is liking. And I don't want to throw off my crowd and then they might not dance and then I'm out of a job. Which in theory makes sense. But the question is, why wasn't it like that all through different time frames of the music industry, like in the 80s and the 90s and the early millennium? It wasn't like that. So it's like, who signed off on that type of thing? It's like, what? How did that happen? And then also on top of that, music is so regional, and it's a
Right.
reason. It's a reason for that. The reason why music is so regional and it always been regional is because there's only so much money in circulation in business. So if your cousin signed to Def Jam in 1990, and he was from New York. Well, he was from Ohio. There may not have been a large enough budget to push his product all the way in Vallejo, if that
Right.
makes sense. There might not have been a large enough budget to buy up all of the advertisement space in Seattle. So the people in Seattle wouldn't have heard about your cousin unless now you have the TV thing going on with MTV, BET, the box, video platforms like that which will give your cousin exposure. But on a listening level, radio wise and local TV advertising wise, normally the budget wasn't big enough to spread that music those different places, and it's always been that way. Even with the majors, like I say, you get a product and you have to grow it inside out, and so that's why
Right.
so many people hadn't heard of MC so and so and MC. I don't want to take anybody's name and put
Right.
it on into that kind of category because I'm not a disrespectful guy. I am a gentle man. So yeah, that's what it is.
So would you say that it would be better to be an independent artist, or do you think it'd be better to actually
You
get a
know
deal?
what? You know what? I'm so loving y'all questions. I should have. If I knew y'all was gonna hit this hard, I would have said something up different. I would have got on the yacht or something and really just showed out. Cause
Yeah.
y'all asking better questions than the guys been asking me the last few interviews. I need to take this and send this to them. No, I'm just teasing.
No,
Um,
now wait
Or
a
just
minute,
bring
because
us. You
you
can bring us
speaking
to the
on the
yacht.
interview that you sent me. I was watching it, and I was nervous about your energy. I said, "Oh, he's just sitting there. We're gonna have to break the ice with him." You were sitting
well,
there
you
like
know
a
what?
real OG. You feel me? But the
Right.
You
energy
know
you
what?
giving us is way different.
I know, but you know what? Let me tell you something. I had the flu. I had
Oh,
the literal. I literally had the flu. No cap. I had, like the young folks say, no cap. Right. I had the flu, and so I was just really trying to be into a space focus. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
A little
Uh-oh.
bit. It went
Hold
out,
on.
but went
My
back in.
Bluetooth switched over again. Oh, shucks. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry about that. 1 second. I'm going to make it work. 1 second.
Can you hear it out now?
Hello? We back on now, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
And I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying? We could do this interview over.
Oh, no, I'm loving it. I mean, we
Okay,
can
I
do
was
more
gonna
than
say,
one.
I ain't want you to have to try and, you know what I'm saying, force it, you
No,
know
we
what
could
I'm
we
saying?
could we could we could do more than one. It's no big deal. Y'all already feel like family. I got about 100,000 women in my family, so y'all feel like family.
That's
But
right.
to answer your question, directly, is it better to be independent? This is why that's such a good question. I hope all of the budding stars are listening closely. I'm gonna say some stuff gonna piss some people off, but that's cool. I've been doing that. We've been sold a bill of goods. We've been sold a bill of good as talent and as up and coming business people. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that directly as the music business is concerned. The reason we've been sold a bill of goods is because people be like, you should be independent. They don't understand what comes with that. We have a term in business. It's called playing house. And melanated people are very, very good at playing house. Now you say, well, what is playing house in business? Playing house is your auntie, right? She is a regional manager for Marriott, but you start a company up and you hire her to handle distribution. That's not even her field. So
Right.
you got an uncle, you don't hire him to be your accountant. I'm sorry about that. You got an uncle, you hire him to be your accountant, and he's a forklift driver for Federal Express. You know what I mean? Your little sister, you done hire her to be your attorney, and she the head chef at the country club. So that's what they call playing house.
Right.
People are
Right.
not in the right positions where their expertise at, because normally as entrepreneurs we don't have anybody that have our back. So it turns from entrepreneur to being a solopreneur. If you ever heard, I know y'all heard of that before, right?
Yes.
So that's the thing about that right there, straight up, is that people be like, you should be independent, you should be independent, you should be independent. Well, it's like, how you gonna be independent? You don't have a budget to be independent, because independent is just a fancy way to say you're gonna pay for everything yourself. How are you
Right.
gonna pay for everything yourself? You're 18 years old, you're fresh out of high school, and guess what? Most of us, we're first generational. So that means that we don't come from a lineage of people that open up Walmarts. We don't come from a lineage of people that have car dealerships. We don't come from a. So when I was in my car wreck back in 2000, and I got that little settlement for like $15,000, I didn't know nobody in my family that ever had 15,000 at one time, unless they was gambling at the casino. So I didn't know what to do with the bread other than catch my bills up, go get a crib, get another car, and get back to work. Money was gone. But had I had some people, a lineage of people in my family that already used to own dry cleaners or whatever, I'm not knocking my family, right? We are who we are, but I'm
Right.
saying that doesn't change the fact that we are normally first generational with everything we're doing. So your granddaughter, she may say, I want to open up an optometry. More than likely, nobody else in your family is doing that.
Right.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? So she's gonna have to take everything on the chin, which leads me to this. This is the reason why the mentors were removed from our community and our environment. Because on our melanated side of the track, we always got to start over from square one. Generation after generation after generation after generation. On their side of the tracks, they're always building on something and building from where the last generation left off.
Right.
You got the floor.
Mm,
Yes.
that's true.
Yes. I want to say something to these comments real quick. Marquita Lewis said, "Good evening." James Carson said, "Because minorities are in the business of music, while corporate America is playing the business of music." That's JD Carson. These are no independent artists capable of releasing albums globally.
Right.
Well,
That was his
releasing
comment.
albums globally is not to cut you. I want to say something to that. Releasing albums globally is no more than loading up your song to a digital platform to be distributed. The better question is, while they quote unquote said melanated people are, I'm just paraphrasing, are busy making the music in so many words instead of doing the business behind the music. Well, with that being said, where are our cell phones at? Because all of the metals inside these cell phones come from melanated territories. Oh wow, where is our World Wide Web at? So it's really not about us being the problem per se. This whole infrastructure has already been set up 1,000 years ago. We just don't realize it. It's one family in Korea that was in power for, I seen the story today, from the 1300s all the way up until the 1800s. That's a 500-year reign.
Right.
So it's like if you're not from that family and you're Korean, how are you going to ever get a fair shake?
Yeah. And he said global marketing is being able to release, market, promote, advertise on all platforms all at the same time.
Right, which means you got to have that bread. So that means that, if I'm not mistaken, Donald Trump's father gave him $1 or $2 million up front that he lost. He blew it. He made mistakes because he was learning.
Mhm.
Right? So this is why when entrepreneurs are trying, especially in the music business, they're trying to find investors. The investor want to know, like any investor, like, okay, you want to get 100,000 from me? Can you show me how the money gonna come back? And then they draw up all these X's and O's and X's and O's. This is my business plan, and this is how it's gonna come back. Well, if that was the case, how come it never came back yet? And they say, well, like, because I need the startup capital, so, which means that what they're gonna experiment with your money. Now back to Trump. His dad gave him $1 million or $2 million. Okay, he blew the money. Not messed it all, blew it, but he made mistakes learning with the bag. So
Right.
once he made the mistakes learning with the bag, he went back to his dad, knocked on the door, and he gave him another $1 million or $2 million. And then things started to work for him. But you
Right.
know, like I know, hey, if you're lucky enough to have a family member to hand you 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever the number is, if it don't work, hey man, I did all I can. I can't jeopardize my family. There it is. Now we're dealing with the melanated community with limited disposable income. But I got a question for you ladies. Why is it that, and I only say ladies respectfully because I'm the only guy on the panel. So I got a question for all of us adults because I'm a very respectful person. Um, why is it that our excitement comes from spending the money versus our excitement comes from multiplying the money? We are so deeply rooted in being consumers. Like this hat I got on, it probably costs like $12. But when I
Mhm.
rent a yacht, I'm spending 1,200. You know what I mean? So I'm not caught up in this hat. It's $12 hat. But when it's time for me to handle some business, I'm gonna rent this yacht for 1,200 and be out there for like 4 5 hours. Because because that's gonna multiply my money in one way or another if you know what you're doing. I'm just giving that for an example. But yeah, I think we've been bamboozled as well on that tip, me included. I mean, in my closet there's Nikes everywhere. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I'm not saying it's not, but I'm smart. I'm wise enough to take some of the money and do Nike, and some of the money and do business. Not
Right.
all the money. Nike, 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 Nike. Where's the business? So,
Right.
like the other guy said, well, marketing globally. Okay, do you know how much it costs to market globally? You want to run one campaign in a major city, terrestrial. You have to buy advertisement time, space on their radio, terrestrial radio. It's $20,000. I know
Whew.
I just spent it. I just spent it. That was 20 bands. I'm going back to Atlanta. Let me see. When am I going back? I'm going back March the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. I'm spending like almost 10,000 just on locations. I have like 9 locations for my video shoots. I'm doing 4 videos while I'm down there, and I'm almost 10 bands. I'm right at $9,000 in. So all of these different. It's like where you get all this money from. How does the average person, even if they got a doctor degree, where are they getting this money from? Because with their doctor degree comes back paying back their loan, and that loan is set up to be paid back for minimum of how many years, ladies? So
Long
that
term.
type of thing,
Long
right?
time.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
borrow
crazy.
none.
Right. Like he can't borrow that. Oh, and he said, before we get back to the questions for you, he said, so again, independent artists can't do what it takes to launch global releases, music, films, projects, etc. We don't own the advertising companies, digital marketing companies, global link change. And then he just said it was easy to do.
Well, the thing about that is we don't have to own it. We have to be have a competitive mind state. McDonald's and Sonic and Burger King, they don't own the marketing places either, but they have the capital to put into the marketing
Franchise.
places. If
Wow,
that makes sense.
Right.
that
Hmm.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Franchise.
So I
Buy it
was gonna
out.
say, back to a question about you. So I see you started as Flow Master. What made you
Yes.
change your name to Rich OG?
It got a little dated, to be honest with you. I know it's that ain't the right thing to say. It's not politically correct, but it did. It got a little dated. It sort of kind of be, you come up in the rap game and your name is Flash. It's like, bro, who's calling themselves Flash nowadays? Like, bro, like modernize yourself, my brother.
Why you
So
sound
that
like you
was
about
my
to come
thing.
out and break dance? Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Flash.
you better come out there and break dance real quick. Spin on your head. Be the only one. You gonna be dizzy. Yeah, you gonna be dizzy. Yeah. So that's what made me change it to Rich OG because I've been rich my whole life here. I've been rich here my whole life. And hey, I'm a couple days older than most people, so I'm an OG in this game. So and in this thing called life, I'm the go-to guy. I used to own a business consulting firm with my brother in Africa. But that's when he lived in California, and our business consulting firm was right outside of San Francisco in a small city called Tracy, California. You can look it up. It's a lot of money out there. So if anybody want to get into the cyber world or the tech world, look up Tracy, California, and see how you can get into some business beds with those people up there. Some good stuff going on.
So how was your move from Memphis to LA?
Oh, it was amazing, but difficult at the same time because here in LA, you talking about a chicken sandwich, a little small cup of fries, and a half a cup of drink is $18.
I'm about to say
Right.
$23.16.
Yeah, So outside of the money thing, it was just a lot of pressure on me because I didn't have anybody to help, for the most part back from my city, and I didn't know anybody here. So it was just a lot of pressure. I took a lot of bumps on the road, but I winded up pulling myself up. So it worked out.
That's
That's
what's
nice.
up. When you made the move, did you switch your style up any when it came to your rapping style when you moved from Memphis to LA?
Right. That's a great question. I did not. I can tell you this though. It's a producer by the name of B Dub. Very, very close friend of mine. I love him to death. He's in Germany. And he does a lot of stuff with DPG, Dog Pound Gangsters. So when he and I clicked up, once I got here, he and I clicked up, met on the internet, and he started sending me a lot of heavy West Coast feeling tracks. Excuse me, which allowed me to expand my horizon. You guys may know a lot of artists and they may write a lot. This is the thing about it. If you're writing and then they'll write a song and then they'll call up the musicians and the producer and be like, hey, make me a song around this. That's fine. It works all the time. I just try to recommend that people follow the bed of beats. So the beat is called a bed of beats in publishing, right? And so the bed of beats and copyright is the beat is the bed of beats. So I just try to follow the vibe of the bed of beats, which leads me to a lot of artists. Like I said, I can never say any names when it comes to stuff like this because I'm a very respectful person. I am a gentle man. So it's one of those things where the artists they sound a certain kind of way, and that's based on the beats that they're constantly using. It's not too many artists go outside of their comfort zone and their regional sound when it comes to beats. So
Right.
that kind of explains why certain areas are a little darker than others. He's like, man, why he don't never talk about songs like Sunshine and Celebrate? The beat don't sound like Sunshine. The beat
Right.
don't sound like a celebration. The beat sound like we gonna block them in the trunk and that'll be fun.
Right.
Because I was gonna say you got the South and then you got West Coast music. And
Right.
Right.
West Coast is more like so I ain't know if you had
Right,
to switch it
right,
up, you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Yeah, you
right.
feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could get with the vibe. I could get with the because I'm just a music connoisseur from day one. You know, from Special Ed to Will Smith to Ice-T when he was with the rock band thing, to Tech Nine, to E40. I'm just a music connoisseur. To JT Money, yeah, 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 yeah. Who that? You know, I want you to get the copyright
That
strikes
was
or
like
whatever. That's what they be
Eminem.
saying. You know, so I just love a good sounding record. I just never was just I'm from Memphis and all I listen to is Memphis. I just never was that guy.
Oh, I can dig that.
That part.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where are some of the places that you've performed?
Well, in the last 13 years since I've been in California, I haven't performed, and the reason that is because when I came to California, I left Memphis because I had hit a ceiling. Yeah, I pretty much had hit a ceiling. And so I came here with the mind state of I'm not gonna make no beats, right? Because I made beats with the best of them already. So I was like, I don't want to redo things I've already done. I want to do some new things. What I had not done yet was make my own genuine relationships with different executives in the music business. And so that what my focal point was. So I wasn't trying to jump on the stage because this is what I try to teach my people, right? Peep game. I
Mhm.
asked them, I said, are you a musician or a magician? And they like, what do you mean? Well, a magician goes in front of a crowd and present material that they never saw before. But a musician gonna go in front of the crowd and the crowd gonna sing the words before he even get on stage. He or she even
Right.
gets on stage. See what I
Mhm.
mean? So that's
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I didn't come out here. You know, when I first got here, everybody said, "Go to Venice Beach." That's where they sell their CDs at. Go to Venice Beach. That's where they gonna rap. That's how you gonna get on. I'm like, no. And the reason I was so confident that that was a no is because I had already made over $250,000 selling CDs, like I was telling you, out the trunk of my car, all up and down the eastern seaboard, all of them through Texas and the Midwest. So I knew what wasn't going to work, and I knew that wasn't going to work for me.
Now,
So,
okay, now since you said you sold CDs, now is it harder now because now everything is streams, so
uh oh,
you can't just sell a CD now. So
sorry
is it
about that.
harder to
Sorry
get
about
your
that.
music? Oh, you okay? Is it harder to get your music heard now, or how is that now that the world has changed?
It is so it's so wild. You know why it's so wild? Y'all got the best questions ever. I'm taking y'all to the top with me one day when I get there, right? Um,
Period. Let's
it's
go.
like this. I was just telling a gentleman about this 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was talking to him on the phone. He's actually signed to Chuck D's label. And long story short, he was telling me how much more harder it is now. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not more hard, not more easy. It's none of that. That's all a mentality. If I give you an example, if you ladies have a nephew and he's like, Auntie, Auntie, if I can just get to New York, I can make it. That's where everything at. There's some truth to that. But guess what though? This the party leaving out. If he a dishwasher in Cleveland, his skill set is washing dishes. So when he get to New York, his skill set still gonna be washing dishes. And that's the illusion that we bought into that says like if I get over there, it can work for me. If that is some truth to that, right? Because we have to be intelligent people, everything in its proper context, right? But yeah, no, it's to me personally, it's just as easy, just as hard because I talked my way all the way to the top floor of Bad Boy Records. I talked my way into the door with Koch Records. I was the one out of the city that took it to the next level on my own. No manager, no attorney, nobody got my back. Family not in the professional sense of music business or any business for that matter. So but they don't come from where I come from. So for them, that is their reality, and I can understand from the space they speak. I was just talking to one of my road DJs earlier today. I'm finna cut another check for like $2,500 on a social media influencer. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm cutting a check tonight for like I don't know. It's not 3,000, but it's a lot of money for just one of the locations. With this gentleman by the name of Black Rambo. Y'all can look him up. Black Rambo. He's very very famous. He's definitely a friend of mine. He's a very good guy. His platform is pretty much developed for blacks that want to have weapons and protect themselves. He does a lot of work with Twister, the famous rapper Twister that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So it's just one of those things. It's not more hard. It's not harder or easier. If you're tight on the money and if you have that mentality that goes like this, I ain't gonna pay to play, It's like you're not gonna pay to play. So if your cousin had a magazine and this magazine was Big Cuz magazine, and this is how your cousin feed his kids and his wife, and or your cousin feed her kids and her husband, right? You can go either way. And then all of a sudden, everybody beating the dough down, talking about how much for an ad, how much for the cover, and your cousin like, everybody get in for free, because I don't want you to pay to play. Your cousin gonna go out of business. So it's our mentality that's messing all of this up. If that makes sense.
Yes, that does. That makes a lot of sense.
Because we never say pay to play and go to Best Buy. That TV $600. I ain't finna pay to play. I'm gonna pull my car up and they gonna put this TV in here. No, they not. You going to jail.
Right.
All right. You're a thief.
Shout out to Twister. I bartended for him at the Mock B.
Shout out.
Salute Twister. What's up, my man?
Oh, yeah,
Much love to the OG Twister.
Period. Next question. What are 3 things a person that wants to be in the industry should have? You think?
Well, they have to have the heart of a lion. They have to have the heart of a lion. And what I mean by the heart of the lion is that no matter how tough it get, no matter how bad it get, try to always be humble and have a positive outlook, no matter what. They have to have a supreme work ethic. And all you ladies are accomplished, and you know this to be the truth. When you want more, you got to work more. And so much of us, we want more. We want more, but we want to do the same amount of work that we was doing when we had less. Like, does that really work? So the first thing is they need to have the heart of a lion, meaning no matter how bad it get, handle your business. That work ethic, it has to be at the forefront of everything. You have to be willing to do it all. I wrote a whole album in 12 hours. Straight up. I wrote a whole album, start to finish. The choruses, the intros, the outros, 3 verses on every song in 12 hours. I pulled up to my house at 12 midnight. Excuse my French. I rolled up 12 blunts. And I dropped that top. I could have did it in the house, but I was just feeling good. The moon was out, and I was like, man, it feels great out here in Memphis. I dropped the top in the driveway, rolled up 12 of them sticks, and didn't stop my pen to moving until 12 noon got here, and 15 songs was finished.
You sure you didn't have some of them mushrooms with that?
Nah. You didn't bring me none, sweetheart. But yeah, but that work ethic. Well, first, the heart of a lion. 2, that work ethic, and 3, you have to be ready to put the money where your mouth at and get it. And I need everybody to understand something. We all have the power right here to make this world be whatever we want it to be. But it starts with your thought. Right. And I don't know about certain things on your platform, so I don't want to disrespect your platform. I'll just peep into this, and if y'all want to go a little further, that's fine, but I'll just peep into this right here. According to scripture, biblical scripture, things were created through thought. Before you can speak, you have to think. So the thought was, let there be light, and then it was verbally said. I'm not going to go too far with scripture, but I'm versed at a lot of different things. How about that?
Right. We can speak things into being.
Right.
But I want
there you go.
I want to know about this song. Slap the taste out your mama's mouth or something.
Slap the taste out your mouth. Slap the taste out your mouth. Slap the taste out your mouth.
You need to come read on your like, dude, face like. Slap the taste out your mouth.
What about it, ladies? What about it?
What's the name of this doggone song?
Slap the taste out your mouth. Yep. So
what made you want to come up with slap the taste out your mouth?
Let me tell you what made me come up with that, because I met this guy in Long Beach, and he was like, man, I'll be at the UFC, and I'm the plug at the UFC, and I'm also the plug at the slap competition. I'm like, okay, cool, because the slap competition, when everybody, 2 people face off and they get ready to slap like this, and then one of them slap the other one. Okay, so I'm like, okay, what's up? Right. So I was like, okay, what's up? He was like, man, look, I think it'd be cool if you make a song and I can pitch it to the slap folks. I was like, okay. So me and my brother, E Slim, East Slim the Don. Shouts out to East Slim the Don. Coming, he lives in LA now. He moved here from Milwaukee 4 or 5 years ago. We clicked up like 8 years ago, 8 9 years ago, and we've been brothers and friends ever since. He's from Milwaukee. Shouts out to East Slim the Don. So I got with East Slim and I called him. I was like, man, look, man, let's make some songs real quick for the slap competition and for the UFC and see what we can do. Once again, let's take every shot because we miss every shot we don't take. Well, we made 4 hot records. Yeah, we made 4 hot records, and one of them was the slap the taste out your mouth. And for whatever reason, I guess his plug had left the company or whatever, and so he couldn't make anything happen. But the good news is, I'm in the process of getting the song placed on a couple video games as we speak. I can't say which games yet, but as we speak, as soon as it hit, we're gonna do another interview, and I'm gonna let you know, hey, boom, it's on this game. Go check it out, blase blase. But yeah, that song originated from the slap competition. That's why if you peep the lyrics, my brother and I, especially him, he's on the second verse. He was very detailed about the whole thing. Mine is my verse is sort of kind of like giving you scenarios that you can remember, that the world can remember happen, such as Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I mentioned that. Jay-Z and Beyonce and Solange in the elevator scene.
Elevator.
I mentioned that. Stuff like that. I kind of gave him, hit him like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Famous
yeah.
slap.
Hold on, but I gotta give you a shout out for the video games though. That's
Oh,
big.
appreciate that
I
love, baby
can't
love.
wait.
Appreciate y'all.
I can't wait till you tell us what games it's on so we can be slapping the taste out of somebody's mouth.
Right.
Why do they
Somebody.
I
on
got you.
GTA? They just be on there, go pow. I can't wait to play it.
I got you. And y'all can go follow me on Instagram, Rich O.G. Life. Rich O.G. Life. And also, when you go on TikTok, Instagram, the song can be found on all the different platforms. Rich O.G. and E Slim, Slap the Taste Out Your Mouth. Just look that up, and you can post that when y'all do y'all share y'all pictures and whatever. And you know how they got everybody else music, Sizzle, and everybody else music playing in the background on your social medias. My song is available up there as well.
Make sure
There
you
it
follow.
is.
Make sure you follow us back. That's our names.
Yep. Make sure you
Ah,
follow
I
all
got
that.
it. I got
Yep.
it. I'm begging for a copy of this video, this stream yard once we get through so I can post it everywhere and share it with everybody. Yeah.
Oh, she gonna
Oh yes,
send
sir.
it.
It's gonna be uploaded. It's gonna be on Facebook and it's gonna be on YouTube. So you can grab it from
That's
both
love.
places if you want to share it and stuff like that. And then we also
I
want to know
got it.
what's your links. What's all your links to your platforms and things?
All right, right, right. So you can go to my website, richog.com. Richog.com. Right? And then you can check me out on Instagram, like I just said, Rich OG Life. You can check me out on Facebook, Rich OG Life. Twitter, Rich OG Life, which is X, right? And YouTube, Rich OG Life. Yeah, so yeah, if you type in that Rich OG Life on TikTok and everywhere, you pretty much gonna get me.
You popping up. You popping up first thing. Rich OG Life. Make sure y'all
Right. The
look. They
first
got their
first
phones out.
first
They
pop
following
up.
you right now. And
I appreciate that.
we always like to leave with some type of words of motivation or inspiration. So would you have any words of motivation or inspiration for artists or just for somebody in life in general?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I want to tell y'all, ladies, thank you for your courtesy. It's a lot of love. Um, so um, I was taught by a famous musician by the name of Captain Phil McGee, and he taught me. He said, this was 22 years ago. 22 years ago. He said, the 3 E's to success is effort, enthusiasm, efficiency. Effort, enthusiasm, efficiency. Apply that to everything that you're trying to accomplish, and things will come out better than they would if you didn't.
Facts.
I like
I
that.
love that. The three
Nice.
E's.
The three
The three
E's.
E's. Yes, I love that.
Effort, enthusiasm, efficiency. So I'm
Yes,
always pepped on my step. I'm always going to be efficient, and I'm always going to put my best foot forward with that effort.
yes,
So
sir.
like when I was parked on the other side of the parking lot, and I was like, I see a Starbucks over there. I deliver some effort to try to get close to the Starbucks to try to participate. Versus, it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, where your effort at, bro? Oh man, oh I'm good. Oh, okay, then we see.
Right.
So we shall
Well,
we
we
shall send
definitely made it
McDonald's or
work.
something. Look.
Right.
Yep.
We
And drink
definitely
a lot of
made
alkaline
it work.
water. Drink a lot of alkaline water. let's start visiting our parties with fruits and berries and nuts and herbs and spices, and not always chocolate cakes and bounce cakes and 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 maple pies and that stuff killing our sugar levels is going out the roof. Let's get that under control too. Inspiration, yeah, for sure.
Period.
Yes,
Yep,
thank you. We love that. This week grocery shopping got some fruit. I appreciate that. That's what
man,
we
that's
need.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
And I want to thank you so much for wanting us, to do host an interview with you. We really, really appreciate it. You're a really dope guy.
Yeah. A
Salute.
gentleman.
This has been really
I
dope.
am a gentleman.
Yes, sir. And we go tune out. This has been another episode of Hood Talk
How we
Podcast.
gotta do it,
Bye,
Brian?
ladies. Appreciate y'all.
Don't
Besos,
forget to
besos,
subscribe.
besos,
Thanks. Do it.
besos.